Hi, I'm John Montecalvo. I'm the Director of Operations and Technology for iEnroll Solutions. And this is an enroller trainer video. The IES system is very intuitive and very easy to use. Won't take you long to become a pro. I'll take you through step by step so you can see the process, and I'll run through some of the products with you. You're looking at the logon screen. This is where you put in your username and password. And I'm borrowing a enroller's username and password today because I don't have writing numbers. What you see before you now is the case selection screen. So you pull down the case and you'll only have one. And this case only has one payroll location, so when you pull it down you'll only have one option. This is the search screen. You can search by first name, last 4 digits of Social Security number, or employee number. This particular case has some of the census preloaded. So when you search, you will find the employee's name. All you have to do is start typing the criteria by which you are trying to search, and a list of options will come out. If you happen on an employee that's not loaded already in the pre-populated census, you'll click this add button and add their information in every screen, starting with the demographic screen. You know you're on the right case if you see this SOA logo right down here. I'll tell you more about the information that's in this information bar in a moment. At the top, the navigation bar shows you each step of the way where you are, and to some extent you can navigate through the application by clicking on these, and I'll show you how that works as well. So you don't have to watch me type. I've entered some information already, and I'll show you some things that are unique about this particular case. I'll tell you what this is doing in a few minutes. So I've entered the first name and last name like a pre-populated census, and you can put in an address here. You don't have to worry about typing caps or anything like that. It does all the formatting for you, including the Social Security number fields and birth dates. And so we've entered all this information. And here's the first thing I really want you to pay attention to. You'll notice that the Social Security number here starts with 11111. All the Social Security numbers that were loaded in the census are fictitious. We had to load them because it's a requirement of the system. However, it is absolutely imperative that you collect the correct Social Security number for the employee. Social Security numbers on enrollments that start with 11111 will not get transmitted to the carrier. A report will be pulled out at different intervals along the enrollment, and any enrollments that we see with with that Social Security number starting with 11111 will be pulled out. They'll be sent back to you, and you'll have to go and find the employee and get his right or her right Social Security number in order for that business to go through. So just to be clear, any enrollment that's ready to submit that has a Social Security number of 11111 will not go to the carrier, will not be submitted to the carrier. In other words, you will not get credit for that business. In the date of birth field, everyone's date of birth is July 4th, 1776. Again, we had to do that because it's a requirement of the system when we load data, but you'll obviously need to correct that and collect the correct date of birth, because obviously someone born in 1776 is probably not going to qualify for any kind of insurance. Gender field is a pull down, but you can type M or F and get there. Cell phone field is required, but if they don't want to give it to you or you don't have it, just make up a number. Email address is a fairly important part of the system now. So try very hard to collect a good email address for everyone, and I'll show you in a few minutes why it's important to have it. Height, weight, date of hire, all the date fields you can just click in the beginning of the field. You can use this calendar function to plunk out the address, or the date, or you can just type it in. There's a lot of different physical locations in this particular enrollment. Just open the pull down box and find the place where you are. They're in alphabetical order, and click on wherever you are. Member ID, again, if they don't have it or they don't want to give it to you, make a number up. It will have to be unique, so you can't use the same one over and over. You have to put in an occupation. You'll notice that it's a bi-weekly pay frequency, and you can't change it. If you touch that field, it'll put the circle with the slash through it so that you can't put anything in there. Annual compensation, and then tobacco and nicotine use. And once you have all these fields filled out, you can click next. This is the screen where we collect the dependent information. The top half of the screen are the fields that you fill in to collect the information, and when you click save, that information is populates this little table at the bottom. If you've collected some information that you need to correct, you can click on this edit button and it will repopulate the top half. You can make any change that you need to make. Click save, and it will repopulate this table at the bottom. If you accidentally click next, the system will ask you, did you mean to save that? And if you say yes, it will save it for you and allow you to move on. This is the product selection screen. There are actually 4 products in this product selection screen. There's one from Humana, and there's one from Chubb, and then the 2 Colonial products are actually enrolled differently. The accidental death and dismemberment is being offered by Colonial at no cost to the employees, just for sitting with you and letting you show them some products. So everyone is entitled to that. How you enroll that is you click on this link. You pull this down to member only, because that's all that will be there. You'll pull this down to 5,000 because that's all that will be there. You need to click this box, do you accept? Click next. You'll have to select a beneficiary. You can do that by clicking on this. I'll show you what it looks like when it's empty. By clicking on this plus sign, and we've pre-populated this pull-down box with the members from the dependents list. So you can pick the member, and you can leave this member, or you can change it to a state, and you can change the percentage, and the system will calculate the percentage and make sure that you're at 100 before it lets you go. So if you put in 2 and you got to 110, or you got to 90, it will not let you proceed. You have to get up to 100, and then once you have that, you're ready to move on. When you see this system again, the actual disclaimer text for this product will be here. All you'll have to do is click accept. And this is how you sign it. So the E sign is the first 4 letters of the last name. In this case, it's test. And you can find that right here. Here is the user's name. This is the user's age as it's calculated in the system based on the effective date. These 4 numbers are the last 4 of Social Security number, and these 4 of the month and date of birth. You also have to sign the application. So you just put in your username. And then this is a Colonial product, so you have to put in your Colonial writing number, or sometimes called commission number. Click Next. This will bring you to the election summary, benefit summary. You'll notice it says Colonial here, and it shows you this product that you've just done, accidental death and dismemberment. Notice it shows the 0 premium. If you click here, it'll show you some detail about that. You can send this benefit summary directly to the employee by clicking this send mail button, so long as you've collected their legitimate email address. You'll see it'll say mail sent successfully. Once you get that checkbox, you can click this X, and then you can click continue, and that will bring you back to the product selection page. So let me show you the critical illness product now from Humana. You pull down the coverage level. There's a knockout question right here that says, are you currently actively at work? And if you don't click that, it's not going to let you proceed. And then below here, you'll see there's a graphic that we put on the screen with some talking points and some benefits of this particular product. It's meant to give you something visual to show while you're sitting in front of the employee, and to give you some talking points as well. However, you may find that that isn't enough, and you want to see the full brochure. If you click on brochure, then it will bring up a PDF of the entire official brochure from Humana. If the employee says, I'd like to have a copy of that brochure, you click this send mail button, and that PDF will be sent to the employee's email. Once you have chosen coverage and you've taken care of this knockout question, you can click Next. And now you're at the screen where you actually select the benefit amount. And the system will know what the benefit amount the benefit amounts available are for that member. And you pick for the spouse, and again the system will know what can go there. And notice that instantly it shows you the premium. These are the eligibility questions and the underwriting questions. The system knows which questions need to be answered and by whom. So right now it's saying that the employee needs to answer this question: how many hours per week do you work? This question, number 2, also needs to be answered by the employee. Will this coverage replace critical illness policy or through your employer? And you can say no or yes. You notice that right here it says set all to. That's a feature that we added to the system because sometimes if you have to answer questions for all the dependents as well, and there's 4 or 5 kids, 4 or 5 dependents, there's a lot of questions to answer. And if the answer is yes or no for everyone, you could simply click here and it would answer for everyone yes or no. So here's another question that needs to be answered just by the member, by the employee. And then I acknowledge receipt of this. Oh look, we have 2 acknowledged. A receipt of this group insurance. Say yes, and if you say no here, it's going to stop you. So if you get to this point and the employee says $31.58, I think I need to think about that. Can I come back and talk to you about this later or tomorrow? and you finally say okay to that, you can click this quote button, and it'll say your quote has been successfully saved. And when you come back here, you'll see that this is still $31.85, and the critical illness policy is still available. And if you click this, you'll notice that all the information that you put in before is still here, and you can continue the enrollment, making any changes that you have to make, and then continue the enrollment. Select a beneficiary. This is the official disclaimer for this product, and this disclaimer can be emailed to the employee by clicking this button. Once you've read this to the employee, or the employee has read it off their screen, you can click accept, and again you're at the e-sign page. So if you're going to sell multiple products, you see where this information right here on the screen becomes valuable, so you don't have to keep asking over and over, what's the last four of your social security number, what's your date of birth. And then you sign on your side, and because this is a Humana product, then you have to put in the Humana writing number. And we're not going to finish this one, just so that you can see what you have to do. So we'll come back to this, and we'll look at the Chubb product now. Again, same type of thing. There's a graphic here with your talking points. If you click on the brochure, the official brochure for the product comes in, and that brochure can be emailed to the employee by clicking on this button. Pull down the coverage that you're looking for, answer the knockout question, click next. This is the disclaimer that's been added by Chubb. They want it shown every single time you enter this page. Pull down the benefits, and the system will know what benefit amount is available for each employee. We'll just choose one here. Let's choose 60,000. And you'll notice that it automatically fills in the premium. The long-term care rider is automatically a part of this enrollment. If you buy the insurance, you automatically get the long-term care. There are other riders here. You can buy accident or child care or premium waiver. Oh, hold on. Let me pick an amount for the child. Premium waiver. And you see it's just adding the premium up as you go along. And now you can choose the spouse's amount. And it's not actually premium waiver, it's payer, but we just put premium waiver there to make it sensible. And then this is the biweekly total for the premiums. And now this particular product is very complicated, and we have built the system so that you don't have to know what questions need to be answered. The system knows what questions to answer, and it knows to whom you have to ask them, and it knows what will happen when you answer a particular question in a particular way. For example, question 1 may be, if you say no to it, then you won't have to answer some other question down the road. So it makes perfect sense for you to go down the questions one by one, starting with 1 and through the system. Don't jump around. And you'll notice that there are a lot of questions. And in many cases, you'll be answering all or a lot of them. In some cases, when you answer a question, it turns off another question. But you need to answer each question, and if you try to move forward without answering a question that you need to answer, the system will stop you. It'll tell you what number question that you needed to answer that you did not. You could jump right to it and answer it, and then click next again, and it'll keep doing that until you answer all the questions. But if you start at the top and answer every question where you see the highlights, then you'll answer all the questions on the first try through. Again, from here to the end, it's the same. I don't want to take the time it takes to answer all 65 of these questions, so I'll just quote it from here. Actually, it won't let you quote it till you put all the answers in, but so we'll just go back to this page. So on this page, you'll see some information. This product you didn't finish. You go all the way up to where you sign it, but you didn't sign it, so that says in progress. This actually says not reviewed because you didn't quote it and you didn't finish it, so it sees it as not has happened at all. You'll notice that this one says ready to submit. That means that the system has checked it and you've done everything that needs to be done to make that a legitimate election. So at this point, once you see this ready to submit, you will not be able to edit this. Notice it says this product is ready to submit. You can't make changes. But if you needed to make changes in the critical illness or even the lifetime benefit term, there is a way to do that. You just click this unenroll button, and when you unenroll it, then what you've essentially done is unsigned it, and what you're going to do is make a whole new election and sign it again. Except that in both cases, in the case of the Chubb and in the case of the lifetime benefit term, the information that you've entered throughout that entire election process remains there. The only thing we take away is the signature, so you can make changes and then re-sign it. So you'll notice there's another colonial here, and that's to get connected to the Harmony system. And I know most of you have some experience with Harmony. So if you click this, right inside our application, we open up a window and show you the Harmony system right inside our application. If I didn't tell you that, you wouldn't know that it wasn't part of our application. We've built it directly in, and the two products that are available in this particular enrollment are accident and disability. And I'll just show you one, and I won't finish the whole thing because I don't want to put an enrollment in this active enrollment system, but I'll show you up to the point where you'll need to know. So I just picked accident, and right now what it's doing is authenticating you, so it's taking your colonial username and login and passing it to the system, and it's also passing some of the information that you've collected in this enrollment to the Harmony system. So you just need to click save here, and then a city is required, and you just put in the city that you are working in and the state, and it's agent assistant. So all you need now, notice that it's pre-populated your agent number here, and then click save. And then you're just operating the Harmony system like you normally would. You notice that there is a slide bar here to show you the rest of the screens. You just follow the Harmony system right to the end like you always do. Create a quote, then create a policy, then sign it. And when you get all done, you'll come to a screen that will show you that you're at the obvious end, and when you finish that, you can click next, and when you do that, it will bring you right to the benefit statement. Once you have enrolled an employee in all the products that you want to enroll them in, you can click Finish, and that will bring you back to the search screen. When you're done enrolling for the day, you can click this Logout button, and that will log you completely off the system. Let me just run back here for 1 second. So at any point in this application, you can click this Summary button, and when this election summary is populated with actual data, there will be a box right here that says Email, and it will have the employee's email address in it. You can, at the end of that, type a semicolon and put in your email address, and that benefit summary would get mailed to you too. So if you wanted to keep a copy of that benefit summary for your records, that's an easy way to accomplish it. When you're all done doing an enrollment, you can click Log Out. That will bring you back to the login screen, and you are done. So all of you by now have received an email from me with my contact information, my telephone number, and the email address for the support department. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to use them, and I'll be available to answer any questions that you have during your enrollment process. My contact information, don't hesitate to call me with any questions that you might have, or send me email with any questions right to that support email address, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Good luck. Get a lot of enrollments. Thank you.